Hey guys, it's Exa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another really fun DIY craft adventure, making kind of an updated tulle ball gown. If you haven't checked out the other video, it will be linked right there for you to watch it. Highly recommend. This one's a little different style. I think it's just gonna look a little more put together with like smooth satiny finish instead of just like the raw tulle. And I'm also adding a hoop skirt under it, which, to be fair, you could put a hoop skirt under the other design too, but I didn't buy one until now. So in this magic box next to me, hence why I'm sitting on the floor, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff that we're gonna go through and use it to make a really fancy dress. And hopefully it turns out great. Okay, guys, so for this project I have a whole box of goodies from Amazon. So first we'll start off with the tulle. So I do end up having two. I did have two of these. They're each 40 yards, so I'm going to do 80 yards for the bottom layer of tulle to make it super fluffy. Next I have my satin fabric, and I got 10 yards of this, so it should just go one layer all the way around the top, just to make it not so see-through-y on the skirt and give it, you know, some strong purple pigment. And then to give it some sheen on top, I have a purple organza fabric, and that's just going to make it look nice and flowy and soft. So for the top, I have a little more of this purple satin. This is actually a table runner, just so that way it's already hemmed and I can just wrap it around like a corset top or something. We'll see how that works out. And then last but not least, then I did buy a hoop skirt so I can help make this extra thick and fluffy without needing to add a shit ton more fabric. So we're going to put a hoop skirt underneath it, and then we have our elastics, that way we can tie the waistband together for the skirt. Alright guys, so the first step is to take our elastic, measure how much you need. I measure around my waist and then subtract an inch or two just to make sure that it's going to stay nice and tight around me with all the weight on it. And then just knot the ends together and pull it nice and tight to make sure that it doesn't, you know, come undone or anything, because that would be super annoying. So make sure that the seam is nice and tight, pull it a couple different directions, get that knot really in there, and then you can go ahead and trim off that little extra end bit that's sticking out at the end. So next we're going to start unrolling our tulle, and it is doubled over, so make sure that you are, you know, only cutting your slits into one side of it. And every 4 or so inches, I'm just going to cut a slit that's about 3 inches long, and that's what I'm going to use to tie around the elastic to make sure that it stays attached. So it's super hard to see here, but I'm basically just cutting slits into it, and then I'm going to take 2 slits next to each other and just tie them in a knot around. So I'm taking one side of the strip on one side of the fabric, and then the next strip on the other side, and just tying a knot. I'm gonna try to squish them up as close to the last knot as possible. And then I'm just going to keep doing this process all the way around, squishing it up until I run out of tulle. And hopefully, if I'm done enough of the squishing of my knots together against the previous, then I should run out of tulle around the same time I run out of space around my waist. Now you definitely don't want to tie these too tight because it can continue to rip the tulle from where you have made the slits. So definitely aren't tying absurdly tight on this, and I definitely want to keep squinching them down because we do have a ton of tulle to fit in a very small area. Alright, so I have probably like a third of it done here, and it is like super poofy. Yeah, this is kind of hard to hold this, but I'll try to drape it. So like super puffy. Yeah, still have a pretty big bolt over there to get through, but I'm digging this layer so far. What's up, puppy? Do you like the tulle mountain? You into the mountain of tulle? What, Wolverine? How you feeling? How you feeling about the mountain? Alright guys, and here is our puffy tulle layer ready to go. Okay, so here we have our satin for the top layer and then the organza that's going to go over top of it. I think this just makes it look so pretty and like light and kind of ethereal. Yeah, so we're going to do these two layers together. So we're going to wrap them around another one of our elastic bands the same way we did the bottom, but we're going to do both layers together at the same time so it's all on one layer, and they'll just like crease and fold together and hopefully turn out really nice. Alright guys, so for the next one, I'm kind of doing the same process here. So I did layer my satin and my organza on top of each other, like you see here, and then I'm cutting my slits and tying my knots together. Now the only difference for this one, as you see, I am making them a lot closer together. I'm going about every 1.5 to 2 inches apart, just because this fabric doesn't stretch as much and it's a lot harder to tie together around my elastic. And I did start off with taking a piece of my elastic and, measuring it the same distance as the previous one, tying a knot the same way that the last layer started. So these are going to be two entirely separate layers that can be worn together or separate, honestly, depending how much fluff you want. That might be kind of cool to keep them separate. Or at the end, you could always just tie the two together to make it like true one skirt layer all in one, big blob. So the reason that I'm doing both of these together in one layer is because I kind of want it to look like it's sort of just one fabric, and that way all the folds are going to line up together, whereas if you did them as two separate ones, then the organza layer would look like it's a full skirt on top of the satin layer, and they wouldn't be blended together quite as seamlessly, which that is a totally another look that you could go for if you wanted, but I was kind of trying to get that like it's a liquidy, satiny, shimmery, mermaidy thing all in one layer. It's coming along nicely. A little more than halfway done. It looks really nice and soft, and Moo is obviously helping model it. I think she likes it. I think she likes the texture. Huh. Yeah. Moomy, do you like the skirt? You like the skirt, Moo? Yeah. You get it all furry before I even finish making it? Of course you are. Alright guys, and here is the top layer just by itself. As you can see, it's really pretty on its own even. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Alright guys, so first we're going to put it on without the hoop skirt so we can see how fluffy it is, and then we'll add the hoop skirt, and that way we can compare and see what the difference is, because honestly I've never worn a hoop skirt before. So as you can see right here, I have it on, and there's kind of like some gaps where the tulle spacing wasn't quite right. So I'm just kind of going through and fluffing and adjusting and pulling kind of the knots closer together in some places and further apart in others, just to get it as evenly spaced as I can. Alright, so now we can go ahead and put our next layer on top once we are satisfied with how the tulle layer is going. And as you can see here, it is a bit of a struggle to kind of adjust everything, and it might be helpful to have an assistant kind of help you get the bottom layers fluffed in the back where you can't quite reach. And now for this top part, as I said, I just bought a table runner in the same color purple satin that I wanted, and I'm honestly just tucking it into this like denim corset top thing that I'm wearing underneath it and wrapping it around to make a top. You could always buy a purple corset or wear like a purple tank top or a t-shirt or anything else. This was just like the quickest, easiest method that I had to make a top, and honestly in a pinch I think it works great. So once you have that all in there, you can do some final adjustments on the skirt, and voila, here is the fluff level for not having a hoop skirt underneath it. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool, but we'll take a look at how much puffier it gets with a hoop skirt right now. Oh my goodness, it's just so fluffy and large and flowy and amazing, and I 100% recommend buying a hoop skirt for any ball gown. Oh my god, it's so poofy. I don't even think it fits on the screen on the camera. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. This tutorial was really fun to make. I cannot wait to do a photo shoot in this gown next week. It's going to be awesome. As always, if you did enjoy this, please subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of really fun DIYs like this one. I do fun house craft projects, fix up designer shoes, anything you can think of. I can probably figure out how to do it and make a video on it. So add any comments if there's any other dress ideas or stuff that you would like me to try out to make in the future. And if you didn't already see my first no-sew gown tutorial using just tulle that I posted almost a year ago actually, be sure to check that out. It will be linked in the description box. Hi, Squeak. Hi, baby. Hello. You gonna be in your video? So I gotta say this one is probably one of my favorite tutorials that I've done in a long time, and it came out amazingly, and all you need is some fabric, some elastic, a pair of scissors, and a bunch of time, and it will come out amazing. Oh, you're so cute and squirmy. Mwah. So I guess I'm not quite Cinderella yet. So guys, it turned out great. I have no idea where I'm going to store these things. I mean, there's so much puffy tulle here. Honestly, there's no room anywhere in this closet. The other dress already lives in my guest room. And I guess if you're my friend or family and you come to visit, just be prepared that you're going to be sleeping in a room completely full of giant poofy ball gowns. But all in all, this one turned out really great. I absolutely love the finished design with the like smooth silky top. It's just like complete Cinderella moment, except purple plum gumdrop fairy princess. I don't know what to call it, but it was really fun to make, super easy and quick, and it photographs amazingly. So if you happen to try this out, please send it to me on Instagram. I would love to see what kind of crazy ball gowns you guys can come up with, or other dress designs, like short dresses too, skirts, I don't know. I bet you have some great ideas, and I would love to hear all of them. And also, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, because I do a lot of fun DIYs kind of like this one all the time, as well as, you know, stuff relating to my closet and my shoe collection, obsession, addiction, shoe thing, in addition to stuff about my fashion and my shoes specifically, and restoring shoes, and also like weird projects around my house, like I made that chandelier. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe, and until next time, I hope your day is as beautiful as you are.